Welcome to the Northeast Kingdom Voice. I'm your host, Scott Wheeler. Today's guest is Lynn Tangway and one of her students, Amy Snyder. They are here to talk about Amy's journey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Scott, for having us.
Thank you.
Yours wasn't a typical journey. It wasn't like you went to Florida, you went to Hawaii, but it was a personal journey for you.
Yes, it has been. It's been a hard journey.
Now, what was that journey?
I have struggled with being overweight for half of my life. Mentally, I went through depression. I had anxiety. I was extremely overweight. Started shutting down, antisocial. Didn't want to be anywhere. Didn't want to go anywhere. I have an amazing husband. I have 2 kids who are ready to go out and see the world and do stuff. And physically, I couldn't do it.
So, like a couple of years ago, could you have envisioned yourself sitting here in front of everybody?
Absolutely not. Not at all.
And how did she improve your life?
Lynn has been my godsend. She has been my rock. She has stood beside me. I tried 4 years ago to work with Lynn. And I was like, yep, I'm ready to lose this weight. I'm ready to go for it. I thought I was. Mentally, I wasn't. But she didn't give up on me. And a year and a half ago, I went to her and I said, Lynn, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to work out. I'm ready to get healthy. I need to. I need to for my children. I need to for myself. And she's been there ever since.
Okay, first of all, Lynn, you've been on the show before, but just tell a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm a busy mom of a little 4-year-old boy and a very busy husband, and I'm fortunate enough to have my own fitness studio up on the Quarry Road, and I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm also certified as specialist in nutrition. I just was certified for youth fitness training, so I now can work with the youth. And I'm just finishing level 3 of a healthy mindset, so I'll be a coach for positive thinking and helping people get their life in order.
Is there more to losing weight than just saying, okay, I'm going to starve myself?
It's so much more. It is first and foremost starts with the belief in yourself, and most people don't have that, and that's where I come in and give those people the hope. I've been to school. I do this for hobby. I go and do figure competitions all over the U.S. I'm doing a fitness universe this year, and that'll be in Miami, Florida, and I'll be competing against some of the top people in the world.
Right. And sometimes I think when people are really out of shape, they think, well, geez, people like you don't want to work with people like me. As in, like, why would you, they're probably thinking, look at me compared to you, Do you often hear that, that people are hesitant to approach you?
I think they are. One is the misconception. I think they feel I'm going to just work them to the ground. The unknown is it's fearful for people. So I don't judge. That's not my place. My place is to help others. And there's nothing better than to be a part of Amy's life and know she has found like her inner sparkle, which every person deserves, no matter what size they are. And Amy came to me with taking how many medicines?
Oh, I was taking
14?
about 8.
How many
a
are
day.
you taking now?
I take 1, and then the rest are vitamins.
Right. So were you hesitant? No, did you know Lynn before?
I didn't. I met her. She was working at Tavern.
Probably.
Yeah,
at the
it was
tavern.
Tavern, and I went in there with a group of friends, and they were like, "Oh, she's a personal trainer," and I'm like, "Really?" And that's how I met Lynn, and so I called her up.
So were you hesitant?
Yes,
Right.
very.
So here is a photo of you when that red one.
Oh, this was 4 years ago,
Right.
December. Actually, it was more than that. It was 5 years ago.
Right. And what kind of shape were you in?
Horrible. I had high blood pressure. I have hypothyroidism, which I'll have for the rest of my life. That will never change. But I was on the verge of being a diabetic. I couldn't do much. I couldn't sit on the floor, cross my legs. I couldn't get down and be active with my children. Physical, nothing.
So how did this happen to you in the first place? Because there's some people who they don't eat. It doesn't seem like, it seems like some people don't overeat, but they still gain that weight. What was your
Processed
story?
food. It was easy. It was quick. It was pastas. It was breads. It was. I didn't make very good choices in food. I made, let's go to the store. Let's grab something quick and easy, and French fries, and just stuff that wasn't healthy.
To me, this is I think this area has two things. We are, we're comfort food people, and because we're meat and potatoes people, and that worked okay back in the farming days when you may have worked it off. But then we have another thing that's happened now is with the advent of, with the arrival of so many great restaurants, it is easy just to pick up stuff.
Yeah.
And if I personally the one thing I like about restaurants now, some of them, they have right on the calorie count. It's like, holy smokes. And you will probably even agree with me, Lynn, is I pick up something that I think is a healthy choice,
And it's not.
and I look
Yeah.
at it and like,
It's
wow.
not.
It's like down Applebee's, I looked at it, one of my favorite things is a wrap, it's a salad wrap, and I looked at it, I might as well have been eating a McDonald's meal. Does that happen? Do you think people don't
I
understand?
don't think they do. I think there's so many misconceptions, and there's the media, and there's so many quick fixes, and the Omni diet, and there's always something out there because we all want it instantly, but we didn't gain this weight instantly. And I didn't realize, it's science based. All of this is all science. It's the foods you're putting in and the energy you're putting out. And there is a science to it. So there's no magic wand that you can wave, and there's no hokey pokey stuff going on. It is just really eating as whole foods and clean as you can, with moderation of the things that you really don't need. They have no nutritional value, but we all love brownies. We like cookies. I love wine. Wine's my I had to pick anything, it would be wine over food. But we're all very miseducated, and that's where I come in, and that's where I've educated myself so much so I can help others and have them understand that it's only a matter of wanting it, and we can set that up, and we can integrate it into their life, and we can get them healthy.
Did you ever try any fad diets?
I've tried them all.
And how did they work for you?
I would lose for the first couple weeks, and then as soon as I'd stop doing them, I'd gain everything right back, and then some.
Right, because I think a lot of times what the fads do is you starve yourself, and you're probably losing muscle, and even if you are losing fat, you just can't go and just constantly starve yourself.
No, you can't.
Right.
I mean, that's just not healthy, and you'll actually do the reverse. You think you're doing a stroke of business when you're starving yourself, and your body metabolism just shuts down. So actually, any food you'll be putting in is just going to be held. It's not going to be burnt for energy because the body won't know when you're going to be fed again.
Right. How quickly should you be? What's the quickest you should be losing weight? Like, you hear some people say, "Oh, I lost 10 pounds in a week." Well, I can't see that would be real.
It happens.
It does
though.
happen,
And
yes.
it's usually the first week that you start eating clean and healthy,
Right.
you're going to lose a lot
Really?
of weight the first week. But then it starts to slow down. But that doesn't mean for you to stop slowing down. It just keeps going. So you're on average 1 to 2 pounds a week.
I wouldn't want more than 2 pounds. That's what I recommend. But we have I just started a 30-day challenge at my studio, and this is the second month that I've done it. It'll happen every 30 days, and it gives others an opportunity to work with me without having to come and see me in the studio. It's all done with check-ins. I email the plans to them, and what it is 4 weeks of eating clean, and I give them five different exercises, like exercise programs that they can do in their home without any weights. And we do check-ins every week. And my first week, I had my first gentleman to do it lost 15 pounds. And now he's lost 5 pounds. And, you know, so you'll have those big losses your first week or two, and then your body will adjust to it. And so the whole process is to have people be able to work with me that aren't in the area or cannot afford my pricing, and they're still having amazing results. And it's a very, very safe and healthy program, so they can just continually use it.
So what tools do you have to make sure you don't backslide? Because, you know, food is an
addiction.
Yeah, it is. And you know, like I tell, because I am actually, I don't know if I'm a recovering junk food junkie. I never keep junk food in the house. I never do. My wife doesn't. My wife would rather have a bowl of broccoli over a bowl of ice cream. And I just think that's so warped. But, okay, so be it. But the thing is I could, if I bought a thing of Oreos, they would be gone that day. And so I just don't, that's how I do it. But on the other hand is sometimes, you know, if I'm out delivering, I might grab some piece of junk, and I don't actually feel guilty of it, but I just keep it out. What are your strategies?
I don't try to buy it. I try to avoid it. I try to make healthier choices. My family is obviously involved too. Like, you know, I have to feed them too, and they like that stuff, you know. So what I've done is I just alter recipes, and I make them healthy, and I make it for them. I would rather make it than buy that stuff.
You know, yeah, because like, have you gotten into the whole spaghetti squash?
Love it.
Thing?
My family loves it.
It's amazing. Now, it you know, some people say, well, it don't taste like pasta. No, it doesn't taste like pasta, but it's a great substitute.
Sure.
That's almost all we use, or we have the other thing where we take zucchini and peel it, and it comes out just like pasta too. And in another chapter of my life, I would not be eating this kind of stuff.
No, I've eaten stuff that I would never eat
And
before, and I love it now.
Yeah, well, it's because if you know, you can go to YouTube now and learn. Like we make chicken parmesan right in the shell of the spaghetti squash, and there's little in the way of carbs. There's some,
Right.
So, how do you? Because you can't. Can somebody make somebody lose weight?
No.
Or
No, and that took me, as someone that is, people are coming to me for help. In the beginning, I took everything very personal, and I can just remember being so upset when I go and tell my husband, like, you know, so-and-so did this week, and he's like, well, that's great, and I'm like, no, she could have done this much, and he's like, and is she happy with her results? I'm like, she's really happy. He's like, then that's all you can do, Lynn. You cannot put your expectations of what you think each person should do onto them. You have to find out what their expectations are, and we work as a team. So now I don't take it as personal. I'm the mentor. I can, you know, they have questions, they have issues, they call me, they come see me. I can help with any issues they have. It's just a whole two-way street of communication. It wasn't just Amy losing weight. It was Amy understanding she deserved to be happy and to be healthy and to have a fulfilling life. And now it's crazy. I mean, there's times where I'm just like, yo, girl, like, slow down. You're making me look bad. I mean, she has more energy than I have. Right. She's tried hiking. She's gone mountain biking. I mean, she does snowshoeing. She's just out there trying everything. And to me, that is more rewarding than anything else that I could be given.
And you know, I think sometimes some fitness people, I don't mean fitness instructors, but people in really good shape, they don't understand that not everybody wants to be a bikini model. They don't want to be, like you're not gonna get me to go into a Speedo contest or anything. But I feel like I'm in pretty good health. And your idea of what health is might be a bit different than yours. And am I correct? That's the way you have to look at it, is what a person envisions as healthy.
Absolutely. And I'm also there, so if Amy would have came to me and been like, I want to weigh 135, I would have said, absolutely not. Like that's not a goal. That's healthy, and it's so I'm also there to help people understand the unrealistic goals they might be setting up for themselves.
Right.
Because then it's just disappointment, and then they're not going to have that. It's empowering yourself. It's really finding that inner power to be the best that you can be.
Right.
That's what it's about, and that's what everyone in life should be striving for.
Right. I've even heard some doctors, I think, sometimes in all their, they really want the best for you, but then they will set these expectations. They'll say, okay, you weigh 250. I want you to weigh 120. And it's like, did you ever run into that?
I'm going through that
right now.
I'm going through that. So January 2nd of 2015, I had the bariatric sleeve done. And it's a tool. So if anybody says that it's a quick, easy fix, it is so not. I struggle every day. I struggle every day to make sure that I'm working out, that I'm eating right. And like I said, it's real. It's not a quick fix. It's not, you're going to drop weight like that and that's the way it is. There's a lot more that goes to it. I work out 6 days a week to do this and to get just healthy. I like the way that it makes me feel. But yes, I have 2 doctors. I have a bariatric doctor and I have my regular physician. And the bariatric doctor is like, I want you down to about 150, 160. My regular doctor's like, no more than 200, you are good. Like if you're tall, at 200 would be plenty for you. At this point, I had a goal in mind. I was like, I want to be 170. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Weight doesn't matter. I'm not even concerned about it. I guess it's my strength. It's being physically fit, and I'm there.
Right, because there are some people who are skinny. Everybody, I think we've become a society that we look at skinny means healthy. Not always.
No.
Yeah, no.
You can be ideal weight, and you can still not be healthy. So, and here's a photo of you and your husband. And was that at your high point?
This was my heaviest. This was 353 pounds here. This was when I went to Lynn a year and a half ago in August and said, let's do this. And I started on August 1st. I started with Lynn. So my first adventure was to try hiking with my family, with my 2 kids and my husband. I got halfway up the mountain. I was crying. I was like, I can't do this. I hurt. My body hurts. I can't do this. And they all 3 of them pushed me. They were like, Mom, you can do this, Mom, And my kids were 10 and, 9 and 11. So they pushed me. They got me going, and I cried. But when I made it to that top, I was ecstatic. And I was like, wow, I did it. And that just made me push even more and realize that I'm going to die if I don't do something.
Right.
So that was the beginning of my weight loss journey.
Then a year later, here you are.
Yes.
And now, how much difference is there in weight from the first photo to the second photo there?
These 2?
Yes, first.
They were the same. They were 300.
Actually the third photo then.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
I'm 140 pounds down on this one.
Right. How does that feel to have 100? Because if I picked up a 100-pound bag of grain, I'm really struggling to carry it. So how does it feel?
I feel amazing. I feel happy. I'm content. I'm positive. I can do things. Do you know how exciting it is to sit in a chair and not have the sides touch you? Do you know what it's like to be able to cross your legs or to sit on the floor Indian style? Those things excited me.
And
Those were exciting.
Were you ever the subject of of jokes?
Of course I was, all the time.
Right.
Do you know what it's like to be heavy? Think about it, 350 pounds, you're walking into a grocery store and you're shopping. And do you know how many people walk by you and look in your cart and then look at you funny? Of course they do. You know, sometimes we think that they do, or maybe it's in our head, but a majority of the people, they do. They do. As being in someone's shoes like that, I don't feel sorry for somebody who's heavy. I know what they're going through, and it stinks. It's not fun. And I just pray and hope that they'll find what I found.
Right. And so what do you do with all your clothes here?
I give them away. I do. I give them away. And I love to shop now. It's weird because I still go to the plus size section in a store, and like my husband will be with me and he'll be like, honey, you're over here. You know, you don't need to shop over here anymore. So that it's still kind of like not real.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like, is this really happening? Is this really me?
So what does your husband think about all this?
Loves it. Loves it.
But did
My
he support
husband,
you
he
throughout?
did. He loved me when I was 350 pounds, and he loves me now. And our marriage is great. We've been together 20 years, and it's just strong. He's my best friend. He's everything to me, and he's besides Lynn, he's my #1 supporter. He's rooting me on, and he's working out now, and he's exercising, and he
So
loves
has he
to do that
lost some
stuff.
weight? That's
He
it.
has. He loses more inches than anything, and you know, in a week he can drop a couple inches. And
Is that, you know, I find that to be true. Is do men lose weight easier? Because
Yes.
to tell you the truth is, I could sit here and tell you I'm going to lose 2 pounds this week, and I'll lose 2
You
pounds.
absolutely will.
And,
Yes.
but then my wife, who she is the most meticulous eater, and it's like I don't even just tell her, because all I gotta do is, hey, I'm gonna lose weight. And that's it.
you do.
My gentleman that's doing my 30-day challenge, he said to me, I'm going to lose 22 pounds. And I was just like, oh, okay, sure you will. Yeah, and he's down to 15 already. He's already lost 15.
You know what I do though, and I'm gonna tell you what, but is I'll lose 2 pounds, I'll lose 3 pounds, then I'll say,
Right.
pig out time.
Right.
Yep.
And I
Because you think it's
sabotage
okay.
myself that way.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, when I served in legislature, I was just telling my doctor this. I said, you know, I didn't come here for my years I served in legislature. And he looked at his chart. He said, you didn't, did you? I said, no, because I knew. Because here's the thing is, if you serve in legislature, everybody wants to feed you. They want to wine you and dine you. Junk food everywhere. I got up to my all-time high, and it was like, nah, I'm not going to the doctors. And then after I got out of legislature, I said, okay, let's back off a bit. And with me, though, my problem lies, and my doctor warns me about this, is I weigh a lot more than I look like I weigh. And he agrees with that. He said, but you know what? That's true, he says, but your heart is still working just as hard, so you still need to lose some. But did you ever get any bad medical advice from doctors or anything?
No, they just kept telling me, you know, you need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. Your blood pressure, my blood pressure was extremely high, and you know, I was on the verge of being a diabetic. And
Did you ever get the knee problems that a lot of people?
oh God, yeah. My bones hurt, my muscles hurt. I ached all the time. It's a lot. It's physically your body. You're carrying around that much weight on a daily basis. It's gonna hurt your bones. It's gonna hurt your muscles. It's like your whole body just starts to deteriorate. And now
So it's all.
I'm
hey,
good. I have issues with my back still a little bit, but nothing compared to what it used to be.
So this is really like a family thing. Do you think your kid? Do you think the positive that will come out of this is very possibly your kids will grow up to be healthier because of your decision?
I do. And at kids at their age, you have to be extremely careful when you talk to them, because there's so many eating disorders. You don't want to do that to them. So I demonstrate, and I tell my kids, you know, this is, and my kids were knew every step of the way what I was doing, and they came to doctor's appointments with me. They knew exactly. And this is not a diet. It's not a diet. It's a life change. It's forever the way that we will live. And it's, you know, we eat lots of vegetables, lots of fruit. I make them desserts. I make them snacks, you know, but they're healthy. They're not, there's no sugar. It's natural. It's honey. It's maple syrup. You know, it's not sugar. It's not flour. I make flourless cookies for them. I do all of that. I make it with fruit and beans. And so it's a life change.
Well, that's the thing I get a lot with myself, is because people know we, you know, like maybe 2-3 years ago, we just totally changed our way of eating. And people say, "Oh, you're on a diet?"
No,
It's just
not a diet.
And it isn't, because people are so. Yeah, you see the commercials. You take this pill, and it's gonna melt off. Well, do you know at one time, I have ads for it. Do you know one of the weight loss was cigarettes back, you know, several decades ago? You smoke cigarettes, you're not gonna eat, and it just failed to mention that it'll kill you, but they probably didn't know. This is back in like the 1920s.
Just like all the pills that are out there now, that no one knows the ramifications of what that's going to be 15 to 20 years down the road. And again, that's just the quick fix.
Right.
You internally do not know what that's doing to your body and your organs and your nervous system, and you could really do some very harmful things internally that could mess up all of your stomach, your intestine. I mean, you just don't know. And to me, that just seems like such a high price to pay when you can just eat really great food and get moving and exercising and have amazing results.
And this is what I have found. People will say, but eating healthy is so much more expensive.
It's not.
I happen to find out it isn't. It might be just the opposite, because you're also going by portion sizes, because that's where a lot of people mess up too.
My thing is preventative medicine. It's taking, they might say it's more expensive, but how much is it when you have to go to the doctors all the time? You're missing your work, you're missing out on things with your family, then you have a ton of prescriptions that you're having to take. Then those prescriptions can have side effects that then maybe you'll have to take some more medicine. That's where my health is priceless. I will pay whatever it takes to make sure I'm healthy and my family's healthy. And eating clean and really great whole foods is not that expensive, because you're not going to McDonald's, you're not going to Wendy's, you're not going to Subway every day. If you sit and think of your budget every week of what you spend to go out to eat, it would blow people away.
Sure. And no matter, I find this to be pretty much the case, no matter how much you work at it, going out to eat, A, is expensive, B, it's really tough to eat healthy when you go out. It is. And I'm not saying don't go out, don't treat yourself, but okay, we only have a couple more minutes left. What advice do you have for people who are watching this show and thinking, I can't do this, I can't be you?
Learn to love yourself. Learn to be you. Take that hour a day. Go down to the gym. Go for a walk. Go for a hike. And live for you. Yes, you have kids and you have a family, significant other, but take that hour for you, because no one else can love you unless you love yourself.
Right.
So that's my advice. And you know what? Being healthy is important.
Right.
You're going to live longer, you know, and everything is, I got that second chance, and I'm going to live it to the fullest. So love yourself.
Okay. And Lynn, your final words, and how can somebody contact you?
My final words is just reach out. Reach out. The hardest part, and would you agree, Amy, is asking for help.
Oh
and
my God, yeah.
And I mean, Amy's done phenomenal in helping others or having them come my way, and just reach out. There are people out there that do want to help you, and until you can figure out and have the strength to help yourself, we're there to guide you. And then if you want to get a hold of me, you can call me on my my business phone, which is 802-323-9823, or you can email me at breathefitnessvt@gmail.com.
Okay, well, thanks for coming on, and now you guys have given me some hope to maybe I've got to lose like 15 more pounds. Now, if I just tell you I'm going to do it, as I said,
I'll
I can
check
do
in
it.
with you.
So, okay. And thanks again for coming on.
Thank you,
Thank
Scott.
you.
And thank you to the viewers for tuning in to another segment of the Northeast Kingdom Voice.